One of my customers washed a hat that I made and the leather patch fell right off. And honestly, I was mortified. As a small business owner, my biggest fear is selling a product and having something go wrong after it leaves my hands. The customer was a local oil company called Mitchell Fuel. I had recently made some custom shirts for them with my X-Tool apparel printer, and then they wanted matching hats. They ordered a sample hat, loved it, and then came back for 10 more. Then I got the dreaded message saying the patch had fallen off after the sample hat went through the wash. Needless to say, that wasn't the message I was hoping to get. Thankfully, they've been a great repeat customer and gave me the chance to make it right. But I knew that I couldn't just make the other 10 hats the same way and hope for a different result. I needed to figure out what went wrong and find a better way to make these hats. That's what led me to the VEVOR 3-in-1 automatic heat press. Hey everyone, I'm Carrie and I'm the author of Cricut for Dummies. On this channel, I share all kinds of crafting projects and product reviews, including laser engraving, DTF printing, sublimation, Cricut crafts, and small business projects. If you've ever wondered whether an automatic heat press is worth the money, or you've struggled to get leather patches to stick consistently, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to show you how I made these hats, walk you through my process, and share what I liked, what I didn't like, and whether I'd actually recommend this machine. Before we jump into the project, let me show you what I was using before. My old HTV Ront heat press setup was pretty simple. It had a round cushion base that you slide the hat over, and then there's a curved hand iron that you press down onto the patch. It worked, but it was very manual. You had to provide all the pressure yourself, and after making a bunch of hats, your arm definitely starts feeling it. If you're curious what that setup looked like, you can check out this video right here where I walk you through the entire process. The funny thing about reviewing products is that sometimes you don't realize the flaws in something until you try something better. When I got my old hat heat press, I thought it was awesome, but honestly, that's because I didn't have anything else to compare it to. Because of that message about the patch falling off, I realized I wanted a machine that took some of the guesswork out of the process. So I reached out to VEVOR to see if they'd be interested in letting me test out their automatic heat press on this order, and they agreed. They did send me this machine for free to review, but they aren't paying me to make this video, and all the opinions are my own. I am part of their affiliate program, so if you decide to purchase through my link, I may earn a small commission at no additional cost to you. Now let's take a look at this machine. Right away, the first thing I noticed about this machine is that it's really solid. It's mostly metal, it has some weight to it, and it doesn't feel cheap or flimsy. It's also pretty small and compact, which is always a plus when your space is limited. The controls are really straightforward too. To set the temperature, rotate the knob about a half turn to the right and adjust it to your desired temperature. Then press a power button to lock it in. To set the time, rotate the knob about a half turn to the left and adjust it to however many seconds you need. Once a machine reaches a target temperature, it'll start beeping to let you know it's ready to use. If that beeping drives you crazy like it does me, just press a power button and it'll stop. I appreciate that VEVOR kept it simple because some heat presses seem to make basic settings way more complicated than they need to be. I also timed how long it took to heat up. Starting from room temperature, it reached 285 degrees Fahrenheit in under 2.5 minutes. That means I'm not standing around waiting every time I want to make a hat. Another thing that it comes with are 3 different Platens sizes. The sizes are 6.6 by 2.7 inches, 6.6 by 3.8 inches, and 6.1 by 3 inches. Depending on the size and style of the hat you're working with, you can swap them out pretty easily. Changing them takes less than a minute. There's a screw underneath the heating element that you loosen by hand. Then you slide one Platen off, slide the new one on, and tighten it back up. And if you're wondering whether you'll burn yourself doing that, the answer is no. Only the top heating element gets hot. The bottom Platens themselves stay cool. Another feature I really appreciate is the 30-minute automatic safety shutoff. If you're anything like me, you're usually working on 10 different things at once, so having a machine that will shut itself off if I forget about it gives me a little peace of mind. Now let's make some hats. This project was actually a little different than my normal leather patch hats. Normally, I laser engrave a design onto a leather patch and then heat press the patch onto the hat. But this customer wanted a full color logo, which I wasn't even sure if I could do. Since I have a DTF printer, I figured I'd experiment a little. I printed out the DTF transfers with my X-Tool apparel printer, which is my absolute favorite DTF printer because it's completely automatic. It prints, powders, shakes, and cures the transfers all by itself. If you want to learn more about the X-Tool apparel printer, check out this video right here. With my old hat heat press, I always felt like I was guessing a little bit. The heating element didn't cover the entire patch well, so I'd press one side for 30 seconds, then the other side for 30 seconds, and then maybe hit it in the middle again if it didn't stick. I was constantly moving the heat press around, trying to figure out if the patch had heated enough and had enough pressure. The VEVOR press is completely different. It covers the entire patch in one press and holds everything firmly in place. So there's no sliding it around and no guessing whether you've heated every part of the patch. For the patches, I used some blank iron-on leather patches that I found on Amazon. They're great for laser engraving, and I found that DTF prints stick really well to them too, which makes them perfect for full-color logos like this. They also already have heat-activated adhesive on the back, so they're ready to press right onto the hat. I set the VEVOR hat press to 285 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 seconds. Then I folded the bill down and slid the hat onto the Platen. One thing I really like about this machine is that the hot part sits up high. My hands aren't constantly hovering around a hot surface when I'm trying to position everything. There's also a little metal support that slides into the back of the hat. Once a hat is in place, you pull the lever down and it tightens the hat against the Platen so everything stays nice and snug. Next, I positioned the leather patch and secured it with heat-resistant tape. Make sure you're using heat-resistant tape for this. Regular tape will melt. Then I covered the patch with a Teflon sheet and pressed start. This is where the difference between this heat press and my old one became really obvious. The heating element automatically comes down, applies firm pressure, counts down, and then releases when it's finished. There's no pushing, no guessing, and no sore arm. If I was making a laser engraved leather patch hat, I'd actually be done at this point. But since I was adding a full color logo, I had a few more steps. After pressing the patch onto the hat, I removed the tape. I dropped the temperature and time to 280 degrees for 10 seconds. Then I lined up my DTF transfer and taped that down. Then I let it cool, peeled the carrier sheet, and gave it one final press. Look how amazing that looks. Actually, let me know in the comments, would you have guessed that logo was a DTF print on a leather patch? I'm curious what you think. And while you're down there, let me know if you've ever made custom hats before and what type of hat press you're using. If this video is helping you decide whether an automatic hat press is worth it, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button. It helps my channel and lets me know to make more videos like this. Now that I've completed all 11 hats, let's talk about what I liked and what I didn't like about this machine. My favorite thing is definitely that it's automatic. You load the hat, press a button, and the machine does the work for you. I really like knowing that every hat is getting the same pressure every single time. I'm not moving a heat press around, pressing one side and then the other and hoping that I covered the whole patch. I also liked how quickly it heated up, how easy it was to change the settings, and the fact that it comes with multiple Platen sizes for different hats. As for the downsides, getting the hat positioned perfectly took a little practice. A few times I found myself adjusting the hat 2 or 3 times before everything lined up right. I think that's something that'll get easier the more that I use it. I also had 2 hats come out with some wrinkles after pressing. I'm not going to lie, that scared me a little bit. I thought that I had ruined them and needed to buy all new hats. But luckily, I grabbed my mini heat press and was able to smooth the wrinkles right out. Once I did that, the hats looked great again. So while it wasn't ideal, it also wasn't a huge issue. And here are all the finished hats. Remember those 2 hats that got wrinkled during pressing? You'd never know it looking at them now. Overall, my customer loved them, and I was really happy with how they turned out. Would I go back to my old hat heat press after using this? Honestly, no way. The automatic pressure and full coverage makes a huge difference, and I feel a lot better knowing I'm getting a consistent press every time. Now, I obviously can't tell you how these hats are going to hold up after months of washing and wear because the customer just got them. But I can tell you that I feel a lot more confident in this process than I did with my old setup. The heat and pressure are much more consistent, there's no guessing, and I'm not moving the press around trying to cover different parts of the patch. If I hear anything from the customer after they've had these hats for a while, I'll be sure to give you an update. If you'd like to check out the VEVOR hat press, I'll leave my affiliate link in the video description and in the pinned comment below. Before I go, I wanted to give you a quick peek at what's coming up next on my channel. I've got a custom order for 35 sublimation keychains that I'm thinking about filming, so let me know if that's something you'd like to see. And speaking of sublimation, I'm going to be teaching at Sublimation and Beyond Camp 2026. It's a free 3-day virtual event happening June 25th through June 27th with classes on sublimation, DTF printing, UV printing, white toner printing, and more. My class is all about creating wedding sublimation gifts that you can actually sell, and I'd love to see you there. I'll put a link where you can grab your free ticket in the description below. I've also got some really exciting new machines coming up, including the brand new X-Tool M2, which combines full color printing and laser cutting in one machine, and the 100-watt We Create Lumos Ultra, which combines UV printing with a MOPA fiber laser. That means I'll be able to do some really cool projects, including cutting through steel and engraving inside glass, like I did in this video right here. And one more thing, my local Michaels store recently reached out about hosting a crafting event, which I'm equal parts excited and nervous about. So let me know in the comments, if you attended a Cricut event at a Michaels, what projects would you want to make? Shirts, keychains, vinyl decals? You can make so much with a Cricut. If you're into Cricut crafts, laser engraving, sublimation, DTF printing, and small business projects, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of those upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.